Welcome to the very first week of 2024. So, as we step into the dawn of the new year, I hope this message finds you full of hope, inspiration, and this year, a sprinkle of the magic that 2024 brings into our lives. We enter the week of January 1st to the 7th, a time when resolutions are made, goals are set, the energy of new possibilities is in the air. Whether you're diving headfirst into ambitious plans or savoring quiet moments of reflection, know that the universe is aligning to support your journey. As we begin to embrace the energies of the first week, let's carry the momentum of fresh starts, the optimism of new beginnings. This is your canvas to paint with intentions and dreams and desires and goals. A cosmic invitation to create and shape the chapters of your unfolding story. I'm truly grateful to have you here, sharing in this cosmic adventure. So let's navigate the celestial currents and explore the insights for the week, and infuse these first days of the year with positivity and purpose. So stay tuned as we go to the cards to unravel the threads from January 1st through to the 7th. I'm excited to share my insights, offer guidance, and be a part of your journey into this bright new year. Wishing you love and joy in a week filled with magic. So let's make it an amazing 2024. And now for your personal tarot, sun, moon, or rising sign focus. I'll see you there. Welcome, Aries. This is your weekly focus for January the 1st through to the 7th, 2024. I'm Tilly. This is Tarot with Tilly. Thanks for being here, and let's dive into the cards, shall we? Oh, they're ready. What do we have? For our underlying energy for the week, we have, look at that, the Ace of Cups appears for you. It doesn't get better than that. This is about embracing your dreams, your goals, your desires, what you want to bring in, how you want to fill that cup going forward. I mean, you're making New Year's resolutions. You are, talking about this is a time to, this week, sit down with a pad and paper and just start writing out goals, dreams, desires that you want to incorporate into 2024. Remember, 2024 is innate energy, so it is money abundance, okay? Financial abundance. So look at some of the ways that we want to look in all areas of our life, of course, but definitely focus a little bit of attention towards money, career, goals. I think you will anyways. It could be trips, it could be education. What do you want? What are you looking for? What do you desire? The World card is our first card. So before you can go forward, Aries, dear Aries, you have to tie up the loose ends. You cannot drag that energy into your new beginnings, your new starts. You have done all you can. And now it's time to elevate the path. Now it's time to graduate to the new beginning, the new start. The Hermit. The Hermit, we are going to look at the here and now. Definitely journal this week. If you don't journal for another 300 days or so, don't worry about it, okay? I think this is a very potent week for you to sit with your thoughts and really give it the time, the energy that is needed through meditation, through prayer. Walk out in nature. Definitely walk out in nature and see what nature has to offer you. Immediately, okay, when you step into green space, green is one of those colors that we can see so many different shades of green. And that's just because we needed to know the color of green to know its use. It's if it was food, if it was medicine, if it was poison. We could tell that in earlier times through the shades. I ran across that once. I thought that was quite impressive. But we have so many levels of green. Now, when we get out into like a forest setting or something, or maybe if you live where I do, I have to drive where there's some pine trees or something happening. But when you get out into that green space, it lowers your blood pressure. It relieves stress immediately, and it has been proven now in hospitals that the healing time is actually sped up if there is a lot of greenery around the patient. So I don't know why I had to throw that out for you, but I did. But we're sitting here in the here and now, and we are looking at what we want to grow in our lives, what we want to. Well, no, actually, we're sitting here and we're looking at the here and now, and we're understanding what we have to work with. Now we'll look at what to add, but first we have to understand where we are in this moment in time. What do we have for resources? What do we have for time? What do we have for our vitality, for our energy? Okay, and when we start looking at these things, maybe we don't have a lot of time. So the first plan of action then when we look forward is, how do I create time in my life? Do I need to not do certain things in my life going forward? Are there things that consume my time that could be used much better than how I'm currently using it? Maybe I take the country roads home from work. Maybe I need to take the highway now so that I have that extra 10 or 15 minutes to do something that I need to do for me. Okay, so we start to look at where we are right now and understanding and we are in full moon energy for this week. So it's important to see, because I want to go here, I'm going to need to cut this in my life, back off on this. And that doesn't mean you have to erase it in your life forever. For a period of time. Absolutely. And then we have the King of Cups. So this is about understanding, once again, where you're at. This is about looking at the budget. Okay, it's looking at a lot of the mundane things that we kind of take for granted in our life. Sometimes we don't look at them. We don't reevaluate them. And because of that, we kind of go into this robotic motion in our life. And so the King of Cups is saying, no, you've got to love yourself. You've got to live life on your terms. So in order to do that, you need to ask yourself if you're making enough money. If they like you at your job, do they respect you? Do you utilize your talents and abilities in the way that you want to? You want to go on a trip. Do you have the finances and the resources? Can you afford taking the time for that adventure? Or maybe it's something that you want to learn. So you want to invest your time somehow in that way. And so, okay, not only are we investing our time then, but we're also going to need the vitality, because we're wanting to take in this information. We're going to have to be sharp and we're going to have to be alert. So what are some things I can do to guarantee that I have more vitality in the day? Is it better sleeping habits? Is it going to sleep with gratitude so I sleep deeper each and every night? So you need to look at some of these things and how you are incorporating them into your world. Am I happy in my relationships? Romantic and platonic. Do they respect me? Do they care about me? Do they have my back? Do they love me like I love them? Okay, work and career, Six of Wands. Okay? You've come a long way. And this is a little bit maybe of reflecting on just how great you are, what your talents are, what your abilities are, how what you bring to that table each and every day. When it comes to work, when it comes to your career, when it comes to building your stature in the community, within the family. And this is not a time to rest on your laurels. I know I told you to sit back and journal all week, but it is actual work on your path forward when we are journaling, because we are understanding all the things that we want to bring into our world and all the things that might prevent us from moving forward in our world, and finding that balance, finding that harmony. Because this is definitely a card to go forward. This is a time to keep on moving, to get those papers in your hand, your mission, the things you want to accomplish, and then go for it. Your to-do list, perhaps. So this is a time of really looking at where you want to take the next step and beyond. So if you just got a raise like 6 months ago and you're thinking, I'm kind of capped out, no. It's the time to look at getting another raise or getting that promotion, taking that next step. This is not a time to be idle in your life. This is a time to keep on pushing forward to that best life ever when it comes to work, when it comes to career, when it comes to building your stature within the community, within the family. Two of Pentacles for love and relationships. Sometimes we get so caught up in the details. Okay? If we're in a relationship, chances are there's always a lot of possibilities of what can be done, what can't be done, and we tend to sweat the small stuff instead of looking at the larger picture. Instead of just saying, you know, I want to walk a path with you that is full of love and full of support and full of, I get courage, strength, a happiness, a joy. And so we're always looking at, yeah, this is where we are, but this is where I want to be. This is where we are, but this is where I want to be. And sometimes the focus goes so far into this is where I want to be that we lose sight of where we are in the moment. We're so busy planning for that move to the bigger house or to have another baby or to, you know, whatever it is within the relationship, whatever it is. And this isn't just, you know, your significant others. This could be different family members you hold close to your heart, anybody that you hold close to your heart, a best friend, somebody at work that you really love, you know. And it's like, stop weighing things out so much. Stop analyzing it. Stop and just experience it. Just step into it. Okay, because this tells me there's two things going on here, but I think it's the present and what can be tomorrow. And that's how I'm interpreting this card for you. And so often we really can't be in the present at all. We can't work towards our future because we're always stopped in the moment of, but I want this and it's not happening and it's not growing in this way. And you know, what can I do to fix it? And what do they need to do? And maybe they need to give me more space. Maybe we need a break. And we overthink things. And this isn't overthinking of things. This is choose to be happy in the moment, and this will evolve. Choose to be happy in the moment. To treat this day, this moment, as the most special moments that you'll ever spend with them ever again in your entire life. Treat those moments like that. And watch how it evolves into exactly where you wanted it to go this whole time. And there's no more worrying about all the little steps. Now, if you are dating, I think you're always looking towards the better relationship. You know, that person was great. I loved him on so many levels, but they do this. I don't know if I can do that. And so it's over analyzing instead of being present in the date that you're in at the moment or that picture of who you want. And just be more in the moment. And everything else will take care of itself. Don't worry, you'll meet the person you're supposed to meet. Don't worry. Okay, they're going to meet you too. Maybe they're getting hung up in traffic. Okay, we both take winding paths, right? When we come and we collide eventually. So have patience that wonderful is out there. But on the other hand, stop when almost perfect shows up. Like, not because nobody's perfect. There's always going to be some variable in there that comes with the package. And the older you get, the more that is, because we tend to bring a little bit more baggage into each relationship. So it's about experiencing the moment, not worrying that they, don't drive the best car. You wanted somebody that also drove a really great car and they take transit. Say, what? I don't know if I can deal with transit. So if you really can't deal with transit, okay, but maybe over time the car will show up because they know that is something that you would enjoy within the relationship. So it's about being more present. Definitely be more present in all of our relationships, okay? And I I think it's more of the tried and true that we're looking for too in the relationships. Strong foundations, a game plan. You know, it's not a 20-year relationship and they haven't asked you to marry them yet, kind of thing. Um, and I've known people like that. You know, they've. It was funny. The one couple I knew, they were divorced in a year. They spent 20 years just full of love for each other, and then it was gone. Now I know another one 20 years, and now they're into like 35 years. So you know, it worked out perfectly. But you know, you have to have your own values and understand each other's values when it comes to that. And that little piece of paper can mean so much. Spirituality, the Emperor. No, this is you with meditation and prayer. I'm telling you. Design your kingdom. This is about making the plan. This is about creating the strategy. This is about knowing what needs to be done and envisioning it in your meditations, in your quiet time. Meander the possibilities and grow them in your mind as you're walking through the forest or down that shoreline. This is all about seeing it. Our thoughts are proposed tomorrows for ourselves, reality. We can't have something in this world until it is a thought. Even the great scientists have to think it before it happens. It has to be a thought. It has to be. So create that best life ever for yourself in your mind. Now you're journaling it. Now you're doing it in your mind. Definitely it is about taking time this week in any way you can to look at how you want to grow your tomorrows, how you want to invite in 2024. And this isn't just something, you know, everybody's going to do it to some extent, but you need to really consciously, 15 minutes a day this week. How about that? 15 minutes a day this week, you write in a journal or you go for a walk around the block while thinking about your future prospects of what you want to do, of where you want to go. You look more about in the moment, absolutely, of what you have to work with, because you'll quickly see where you need to change, revise, delete things in our life in order to move forward in the way you want. And there'll be choices and decisions to be made going forward. But right now, just grow the dream. Okay. Health and well-being. Look at this. We got the Three of Swords. We got to take care of you. You got to love you. You got to accept you for who you are. You got to forgive yourself. Stop getting hung up on where you dropped the ball, where you didn't say it, or where you did say it, or where you didn't do it, or where you did do it. And allow yourself to heal. If you've just been through something, maybe you've lost your job, or maybe you've just got diagnosed with something that is going to be life-changing for you, or maybe you just broke up a romance, or you had it out with a good friend. Whatever it might be, you hold yourself accountable for those things. Even if you do believe it was mainly them, you still hold yourself accountable. That maybe you didn't see it in time, or you should have foreseen it in some way. So this is about backing it up and knowing that you are human, and you're going to prove it each and every day. And part of being human is saying things when we shouldn't. Part of being human is doing things when we shouldn't, or not saying things when we know we should have. And so you can't carry that with you as this burden. Or maybe you failed. You tried a business once and it failed. And so even though you want to go forward in this business, you failed before. And you're using these past examples as your truth going forward. The past doesn't exist anymore. Okay? It's only exists in our imaginations. You can't go backwards. You can't get into a car and drive to yesterday and revisit some of those moments. It's gone. It's completely gone. It's alive in your mind. And that's the only place. So start looking at what you can do, where you are strong, where you are confident, where you are enough. And allow yourself to heal. Forgive yourself. Look yourself in the mirror Look yourself in the eye and say, I forgive you. I love you and I forgive you. It's a hard one to actually do. Especially when you've sat there for about 5 minutes understanding some of these things that you're not letting go of. Some of these things that are scarring your heart and building walls around you. Okay, we'll go to a Circle of Doors tarot card. And we have the Maiden of Cups. I kid you not. The Dreamer. I love how accurate this deck is becoming. My goodness. Okay. Maiden of Cups. Look at that. The book opens right up to it. I tell you, this deck is great. If you're looking for it. Of course, I'll leave that down in the description below for you too. And if you like what I do and you want to see more of me, then remember to hit the subscribe button, please. Ring the bell so that you're notified each and every time I put out new content. So we have the Maiden of Cups. How could you ever lose faith when you have seen her smile? Her dancing is the revival of wonder. By her sweetness is love's purity redeemed. She is the joyous spring of youth's evanescence, the cracking seed of spring that sprouts endless flowers in the field of romance and pleasure. In her embrace, the stale, dry soil of cynicism is softened into the fresh, sunny meadow of delight. The Maiden of Cups is fearless in giving her unlimited passion, for she knows that the first and last answer has always been and will always be the simple recognition of love. Like the nourishing rains, the flower, she showers her affections on the just and the unjust alike. Not from being naive, but from divinity. In what way are you now exactly the same as you were when you had your very first crush? How would you love if you were incapable of being harmed? What happens when you make a home at the wellspring of tender desire that bubbles within you? The affirmations are, there is always hope for a new beginning. I always try to see the best in people. Life is full of beauty everywhere. And I still believe in true love. And now we're going to pick, where's the box? Louise Hay. Okay, power thought cards. We'll give you a power thought to go forward in the week. And let's pick one out without looking. Every thought I think is creating my future. You can't make this up. Oh my goodness, okay? The universe totally supports every thought I choose to think and believe. I have unlimited choices about what I think I choose. Balance, harmony, peace, and I express it in my life. Okay, so yeah, I was cheating, of course. Right, there we are. Oh, look at it. I can actually read it for a change too. So, every thought I think is creating my future. Until we meet again, remember, I do love you.